Men will always throw speed bumps in your way, whether they realize it or not. Healthy masculine men use these challenges, well, minus the last one that I'm going to share in this video, to build stronger connections. But first, I want us to understand what speed bumps in relationships really are. Okay, so speed bumps are like the challenges or even the obstacles that, and really anybody faces, but mostly couples, that can kind of temporarily disrupt harmony or even cause tension, right? So these can include things like misunderstandings, poor communication, or even just not expressing feelings and even needs clearly. It also can be breaches of trust, disagreements over money, conflicting life goals or even values, or even those plans that you guys have for the future. It could come from stress from work, family, or even social obligations, even changes in sexual compatibility and affection, or even emotional connection. There can also be major life changes like moving or even having children or changing careers. And these different approaches to kind of handling arguments and resolving conflicts. These sort of speed bumps can actually, believe it or not, present as opportunities for growth and even strengthening your relationship, but that's only if you are able to tackle them constructively. Now, the last speed bump, I'm going to give you a little disclaimer here. This last one that I'm going to share with you today on this video that I'm going to mention is actually very, very toxic, and you should avoid any man who uses this on you. If you want to know what these speed bumps are and how to respond to them gracefully, I want you to stay tuned. There's a lot more coming up right now. So, all right. So hello and welcome back to the Feminine Energy Motivation channel. I'm Cynthia, for those of you that are new here. And I'm your relationship and feminine energy coach. And I'm bringing to you today this great video that I hope makes sense as it relates to speed bumps in relationships and how to handle them. So if you need guidance on navigating your love life in a feminine energy way, be sure to subscribe and maybe even book a session with me at intuitiveinsight.org. So let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the first speed bump, right? Whatever that may be in the eyes of at least the man. So the first one is availability. Healthy masculine men tend to put this sort of speed bump in place, whether they realize it or not. And it's kind of like their way of testing if your schedules or your availability actually align, which is actually crucial for any potential relationship to thrive. Let's be honest. So if he's checking in to see if your schedules match up, it can be a good sign that he's actually thinking about the future of, whether or not your relationship will have the possibility of succeeding or not, and whether you two could actually have something meaningful together. Now, the other reason why is they also want to see that you have a life outside of dating. Men want to know that they will not end up being your only source of entertainment and even pleasure and joy. The thing is, men love a challenge. They truly do. They want to feel like they've actually won you over. Now, what do I mean by that? A woman with a busy life is often more attractive to a man in his masculine energy. If he can get you to make time for him, he's going to end up feeling so important and even accomplished. Remember, the harder he has to work for you, the more invested he's going to end up being in you. Now, here's an analogy for you. I want you to imagine that men are like collectors of exotic birds, right? I know, bear with me, this is silly, I know. But let's say that they're attracted to women who are free spirits because their ultimate goal really is just to capture and possess them. Think of it that way. So, to navigate this hurdle in a feminine way and become his dream girl without getting caged in, you've got to prioritize yourself and your schedule above anything else. Prioritize time with your girlfriends. Prioritize time with your family, your kids if you have them. It's about maintaining your independence and your self-worth. Keep a busy schedule, ensuring that you never compromise your own happiness or even your freedom for the sake of a relationship. If you don't have a busy life, well, you know what? Get to it, girlfriends, all right? When you stay true to yourself and your needs, you're not just avoiding the cage. You're also setting the stage for a healthier and more balanced partnership because you're in your feminine energy and he's in his masculine energy. It's a yin and yang situation, and it's the only way it's going to work. So in a relationship, when a woman embraces her feminine energy, it means that she actually recognizes the importance of prioritizing herself. She takes herself out on dates. She goes out with friends. It's not about being selfish. It's actually about understanding that by taking care of yourself, you are going to be able to bring your best self to the relationship. You end up valuing your own needs and your own aspirations. And this sort of self-assurance will naturally draw your partner closer, especially a man who's tapped into his masculine energy. Rather than constantly chasing after your partner's attention, you're going to be able to allow him the space to pursue you, right? This dynamic actually fosters a healthy balance where both of you end up feeling valued and even respected in the relationship, believe it or not. Okay? So now that we said that, we're going to move on to the next one. So as we journey ahead, I want us to think about the one thing to watch out for is how he might influence your social circle. Now, what do I mean by that? So sure, right? Sometimes when it's just the two of you, everything feels amazing, right? But like all of us, he actually craves validation from those closest to him, especially from his buddies. It's kind of a guy thing, right? Seeking that nod of approval from other men without even realizing it. It could be his brother, it could be his father even, whatever it may be. It's a fascinating thing about guys. I want you to think of it like this. A lot of times men are often more drawn to a woman when they see that other men actually find her attractive as well. It's like a subconscious validation for them. And it's really interesting. And one way that he might actually end up trying to strengthen that feeling is by trying to introduce you to his friends or maybe even his colleagues or family, right? If things are kind of getting a little bit more serious between the two of you. That's his way of showing off and actually seeking that approval that he actually wants from his inner circle. So keep an eye out for those moments when he wants to bring you into his world. It could be a sign of his growing attraction and even his commitment to you. Honestly, ladies. So when he introduces you to his inner circle, it's not just about showing you off, okay? I want us to get deeper into it. It's also kind of his way of getting a second opinion about you, right? He's going to end up watching how you interact with the people that he cares about, seeing if you actually fit into his world seamlessly. Sometimes he might even discreetly ask his friends or even his family what they thought of you, secretly hoping for glowing 5-star Michelin reviews like, she's amazing, how did you find her, how did you get so lucky, right? That's what you want them to say. It's all about wanting their validation that you're as awesome as he thinks you are. So when you're with his friends, just be yourself. That's the best way to charm them and actually breeze through this relationship checkpoint with grace, okay? So when you're with his crew, there's some things that you can think about as you're kind of navigating the speed bump, right? I want you to keep positive vibes flowing. Flash those pearly whites, engage in conversations that everyone enjoys, and let your laughter fill the room. Don't talk about politics or religion or all these other topics that can be a little bit dangerous. I want you to stay present and true to yourself. That's what drew him to you in the first place. Do you remember that? All right, ladies, okay? I want you to be warm and welcoming to everyone around you, right? That's all going to keep that good energy alive and make a lasting impression. I don't care if, it's a girl who's really pretty and happens to be one of his closest friends. Keep the positive vibes. Now, when it comes to introducing him to your friends, I want you to consider holding off for a little while, maybe a month or two. I'm going to tell you why. This isn't necessarily a tactic about playing games, but instead it's about preserving a bit of mystery. Men are actually intrigued by the unknown, so let him wonder about your world. And keep him on his toes, wondering, what is she like around her family, her friends, or whoever, her circle, right? When it finally comes for a time for him to actually meet your circle, it'll feel like a golden ticket to him. A special moment worth waiting for that he's been waiting for so long that he's just going to be like, oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. He's going to be excited for the moment, or maybe a little nervous, a little scared, which is good. Now let's talk about the morals and values speed bump. I know this is a really good test that every good, secure guy will end up naturally putting you through, whether he realizes that he's doing it or not. Okay, so what is he really checking for? Well, he wants to see if your moral compass and values actually line up with his own. It's a way for him to kind of gauge if you're on the same page when it comes to the big stuff in life. So when you hit the speed bump, ladies, I want you to stay true to yourself and let your genuine beliefs shine through. Now, what do I mean? It's all about building a strong foundation that's based on shared principles and understanding overall in the relationship, correct? Now, to test your alignment on values, he might end up sharing a story, maybe a hypothetical situation or something from his past. Like, let's say a friend's experience in college, okay? I want you to picture this. Let's say that he tells you about how his buddy was happily dating someone only to discover that she was actually cheating on him. What he's going to do is he's going to be watching closely to see how you react. What's your take on infidelity? So to ace this test as a feminine woman, because it is a test, he's actually hoping for a response that shows that you're empathetic and firm on your principles. Like, that's awful. Cheating is never okay. Communication is incredibly important in a relationship. She should have been honest and she should have ended things before going, behind his back and doing those kinds of things. It's about showing him that you share his belief and in his honesty, and you actually respect, him and the relationship itself altogether. So once you've shared your thoughts, however, he's got a pretty good idea of where your moral compass points. He might tell you that he thinks differently, but the truth is, deep down inside, he's checking to see the alignment. It's like you've passed the values test and with flying colors. Now that he knows that you're on the same wavelength as him, he'll end up feeling more confident in trusting you and your emotional intelligence, and even deepening the connection between the two of you because of this. It's kind of a pivotal moment where trust and understanding start to grow even stronger. All right. So we're going to dive into the next one because otherwise I can make this video incredibly long. I love these topics, but let's talk about the jealousy speed bump really quickly. So now, not every guy in a healthy, secure state will actually put you through this, but if it does happen, it might be more of a subconscious thing. It could actually stem from past experiences where jealousy played a role, whether it was in his relationships or his family dynamics, whatever it may be. When he throws this curveball, he's really testing your character and even the compatibility between the two of you. He wants to know if you're someone that he can trust and rely on. For some guys, it's a way to see where the boundaries lie and how much they can actually push them. Everybody does it to a certain degree, especially children and especially men. So it's all about gauging that sort of trustworthiness of the relationship and even ensuring that you're both on the same page. Now, I want us to chat about the details of that speed bump, that jealousy speed bump. I want you to picture this instead. Let's say that he starts chatting with some female friends, all while he's still sneakily kind of keeping an eye on you. Why? Well, he's curious to see your reaction. Will you get all worked up and jealous? Or will you stay calm and collected, like someone who's confident in themselves and even in the relationship? Okay, so in his mind, if you flip out, it might actually signal insecurity and shake the foundation of trust that you guys have together. So ladies, I urge you, please, as hard as it may be, keep your cool and show him that you are secure in yourself and in the relationship that you guys share. So when you're faced with this challenge, I know it's difficult to do at first, but I promise you with practice, it comes to you, okay? The key is to stay composed, which is exactly how you're going to ace this in a feminine way. Give him no reaction. Just be your unbothered self, because let's face it, you're pretty darn amazing, okay? You're watching these videos, it's obvious you are. So, but it's not about you. It's about having confidence in the bond that you both have built together in the relationship. Do you believe in that connection? Do you truly believe that there's no one else who could actually compete? All right? I mean, come on now. Trust me, this confidence is super attractive for a man. And he's going to be thinking, check. She's passed the speed bump. She's passed the test. Nobody wants a partner who's insecure, ladies, and even jealous after all. Let's be honest. It's not sexy. It's not attractive. Also, let's talk about the self-respect speed bump. Now, this is a sensitive one, and this is the one you guys have been waiting for. It's something that guys often do without even realizing it. I want you to picture this. Let's say that you're in the midst of a disagreement or even a conflict, and suddenly he says or does something disrespectful. Now, this is where I would say your response will end up being so important for setting the tone in the entire relationship. As a feminine woman, you keep your cool and you maintain your composure even when things get tough. It's all about showing that you value yourself and that you will never tolerate disrespectful behavior while also handling the situation with grace and dignity. Head on. Okay? We're not going to sweep it under the rug. So when you're fuming with anger, it's going to be incredibly tempting to let it all out and start shouting and getting upset, but hold your horses, ladies. Reacting that way actually gives him too much control over your emotions. Take that control back. A woman in her feminine energy keeps her cool, even when things kind of start to heat up a little bit. So, instead of losing your temper, I want you to calmly ask him, hey, do you think it's okay to talk to me this way? You know, is this how you usually handle things in, your situations or relationships? Give him a chance to explain. If he's just making excuses and getting defensive, it might actually be time to take a breather. Okay? I want you to instead consider the idea of packing your stuff and leaving the situation. Trust me, things will not end well if you stick around while he's acting out of line. It's all about protecting your own well-being and not getting caught up in the unnecessary drama. And plus, who wants to not be validated in their feelings and emotions? If your feelings and emotions about the situation are not being validated, why are you still there? Leaving the situation sends a powerful message. It says that you will no longer ever tolerate disrespectful behavior. Sticking around would actually give him the wrong idea, like it's okay to treat you poorly. It's important to prioritize your self-respect over your feelings in moments like those, ladies. Okay? Once you've walked away, I want you to resist the urge to reach out to him. Give him the space to realize his mistake and make amends. If he's a good guy who values the relationship, he'll end up apologizing. But if he doesn't bother to reach out or even apologize, ladies, consider it a lucky escape, okay? You deserve someone who respects and cherishes you. And walking away actually shows that you will not settle for anything less, that you deserve more. Now that brings me into this next one, which is the one you've really been waiting for. I want us to talk about self-worth and self-love. Now, what is this speed bump about? A guy who's secure in his masculinity will never resort to this kind of behavior. But if he's insecure or he's jealous or he's afraid of losing you, not only is he in his feminine energy, but he might end up pulling this stunt. And it's a red flag that he's trying to manipulate or even control you. So if you ever notice this kind of thing happening, it's a clear sign to run for the damn hills, ladies. This kind of behavior is usually deliberate and calculated. So do not ignore your instincts if something feels off. Trust your intuition, trust your gut. That's why God gave you this gift. You deserve someone who respects and uplifts you, not someone who tries to undermine your self-worth. So, how does he throw this little special speed bump your way? Well, let's talk about it. It often starts with a backhanded compliment, disguised as a joke. Oh, it's just a joke. It's not meant to hurt your feelings. Why are you getting offended? He might even make a jab at your appearance, like your weight, or your hair, or your skin, or even point out a flaw that you didn't even realize you had. But do not fall for it, ladies. I urge you. His goal is going to be to shake your confidence and actually make you doubt yourself. Instead of playing along and agreeing with his negative remarks, I want you to instead stay strong. Never agree with his remarks when it comes to that. As a feminine woman, you handle this by not letting your words affect you and maintaining your self-assurance. Remember, ladies, if you haven't heard this before, you're worthy of love and respect, just as the person that you are right now today. Okay? What this man is doing is he's playing mind games if he's doing these things. I want you to try, he's going to try to knock you off balance. I want you to kind of think of it like he's trying to chip away at your confidence. Okay? Think of the caged bird. Okay? In his mind, it's meant as a joke, right? They can really sting, however, make us doubt ourselves. It's like a sneaky tactic to make us more compliant and even open to their advances. So, how do you handle it like a feminine boss? Let's get into that. First off, I want you to confront the issue directly. I want you to say something like, hey, I've noticed that you've been making some pretty hurtful jokes about me lately. That's all you have to say. If he's genuinely shocked and willing to change, maybe he's not all that bad. It's possible that he's just carrying over some sort of, silly, past history or banter or whatever that he had in a previous relationship or whatever, right? But he's willing to work on it. There might be hope. And remember, embrace every inch of your insecurities, ladies. They're part of what makes you beautifully human and unique and different. I have them. My sisters have them. My cousins, everybody has flaws. Everybody has insecurities, whatever they may be. And if you're feeling insecure about your weight, for example, I want you to flip the script and focus on the positives. I want you to instead say something, try saying something like, wow, I'm really feeling good in this dress today. Don't you think it looks great on me? By steering the conversation towards something positive, you're not giving him any room to see you in a negative light. Also, on top of that, you're actually projecting that positivity onto him, which can actually help to uplift both of your spirits. It's all about shifting the focus from what you perceive as flaws to the things you love about yourself, sweethearts, okay? When you end up radiating that positivity about yourself, something magical happens. It kind of sets the tone for how others end up seeing you as well. A guy in his healthy, masculine energy would never dream of giving you a backhanded compliment. And that's the damn truth, ladies. Instead, he's going to look at you with admiration and appreciation, thinking, wow, she's so beautiful, she's kind, she's funny, and she's amazing. I want to make her feel like the most special person on earth. He's going to end up showering you with genuine compliments, reassuring you that you're absolutely stunning. So, honestly, ladies, if a man is doing these things, please steer clear. Honestly, it's all about surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and cherish you for who you are right now, the beautiful you, the kind, loving, amazing you. Okay? So ladies, thank you all for joining me on the Feminine Energy Motivation channel. This was a powerful one today. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with any female friends or even sisters or moms or aunts or whoever you believe are navigating kind of the dating scene and maybe struggling with some of these things. But remember, you deserve nothing less than pure love and respect. There's someone out there who is going to cherish and adore you, just as you deserve to be cherished and adored. Okay? So ladies, that's it for today's episode. I love you guys so much. Until next time, I can't wait to hear from you guys and see you guys again soon. I'll be posting more videos next week. So I'm going to go actually enjoy my weekend and go ride some scooters. But I love you guys so, so much. For those of you that actually my sister's calling me now. But for those of you that have already subscribed or even come to my website, I'm so grateful for you. Please continue to check out my website because there's constantly stuff changing on there. And I'm really excited to work with you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys again soon. And remember, ladies, you're beautiful inside and out. You're doing the work here today. By watching this video right now, you are growing into an amazing, wonderful, feminine, amazing woman. And you already are that beautiful woman, okay? Don't forget that. I love you guys, like I said. Thank you so much for being here today. And remember to live the life you love and love the life you live. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.